Many police officers join the force to act like tyrants and inflate their egos by exerting power over citizens at will. Today we're talking about bad cops who just thought they were above the law and made up their own rules in hopes of intimidating the public. Let's go to the video. You don't have to be a law expert to know that when a car gets pulled over, the police should only deal with the driver, not the passengers. Yet some cops don't seem to get that. Take this situation for example. A police officer pulled over a woman for speeding and not wearing a seatbelt. He also noticed that her car tag was expired and mentioned she should update it. While this stop does seem justified, the officer messed up by insisting that her husband, in the passenger seat, needed to identify himself too. But really, the cop doesn't need to know who he is. He doesn't even need to know much about the woman driving beyond addressing the violation. Just because she had a few minor traffic issues doesn't mean she's a criminal. All that should happen is she gets her ticket and they go on their way. Following this officer's logic, should cops know the name of everyone in America they talk to? What's the point of having constitutional law if cops are going to act like they don't matter?
The reason I stopped is you're going 75 and a 55. You didn't have your seatbelt on when you went by me.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'll be honest. Yeah, my thing.
And
I was
also,
following the GPS.
I noticed your tag expired back in July.
What?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, that I didn't know, sir.
So
I'm
this,
sorry.
This
I was
vehicle
following
come back to you. Is this your car?
Yes, sir. I was following my GPS. We're going to Hayden, Kentucky to get a free puppy for my daughter.
Okay.
And the GPS said it was 65, and so I know I would have still been speeding. Okay. I apologize.
Well, that's all we're trying to slow people down.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to find my...
Have you got anything with your name on it, sir?
Okay.
Have I committed a crime?
I'm sorry?
Have I committed a crime?
No, sir. I just need to know who you are.
This is my insurance, and I sent in my payment of $91. I'm trying to find my policy number, though.
Okay.
Hold on. Don't have my policy number
Give me
on
a second.
Huh? Hold on 1 second. Get in. I need the glove box. I need the envelope. Hurry up.
Here's her insurance.
At the top, it has the... Yes, sir. At the top, it says the policy number, and it shows the effective date that it's effective till December at the very top, December 17th.
Okay. So this is the policy on the car?
At the very top, there's a policy number. Yes, that's the policy number at the very top. Policy number and effective date.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry it took me a minute to find it.
So who does the car come back to?
Both of us.
Both of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it'll come back to Samantha Gerard.
Sir, what's your social security number?
I'm not giving my social.
Oh.
You're not giving your information, so you're not going to tell me who you are. So I don't know. So you're John Doe right now. Because I'm trying to find out who you are. I mean, if you have any warrants on you or anything.
Well, in the state of Kentucky, you only have to ID if you committed a crime being lawfully arrested.
You need
I'm an auditor, sir. I know my rights.
403.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, did you want mine?
Don't give your social.
No, I've got it.
Oh, okay. That's what I was giving you.
Are you okay, sir?
I'm fine.
Because I'm pulling her over for several violations on the vehicle, and you're telling her not to give me your information. So I'm just
Social security numbers are private. I mean, you can get her name and birthday.
I'll give you... Stop.
Here you go, ma'am. Here's your driver's license.
Sorry. And I'm so sorry.
Well, that's fine. We're just out here trying to make sure everybody slows down. Where's the seatbelts, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having that baby in the car seat.
Oh, God.
Always.
Always. Yeah,
Okay.
she's at that age, too.
I give you a citation on the speeding seatbelt. That's just a fine.
Okay.
But your tags, they did expire back in July, so you're going to have to get that taken care of through Tennessee.
I will get that taken care of tomorrow.
Are you living in Kentucky now, or are you still in Tennessee?
No, we live in Tennessee.
Okay, you have to take care of it through Tennessee then.
Yes, sir.
What they need to do is they want to see them at the courthouse, okay? I set a court date up all the way to October the 26th.
Okay.
If you can get it before then.
I can just pay my fines online or call them in, correct?
Well, yeah, but we have to go to court because of the registration. But I'm saying if they might let you fax that in. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, because we live so far
I'll give all
away.
the information for the courthouse in here, okay?
Okay. Oh, because we live so far away, you mean?
Right.
Okay.
So try to be careful, slow down for us, okay?
Is this is the whole citation?
While driving, this guy saw a cop parked on the side of the road and decided to see how the cop would react to a little freedom of speech and gestures. He gave the officer the middle finger, and the cop pulled him over. Even though this wasn't one of their finer moments for the cop, he knew he couldn't legally stop someone just for flipping him off. So he quickly made up a reason, claiming the man was speeding. Unfortunately for the officer, the man had a dash cam recording the whole time, which included his speedometer, showing he wasn't speeding at all. When it became obvious the officer was lying, it really highlighted how full of himself he was. I mean, who else would actually get offended by a middle finger? After all, the First Amendment protects a person's right to express themselves however they want. Just because the police officer doesn't like it doesn't mean the man should have to give up his civil rights.
You came over the crest of the hill, you were doing 81 miles an hour.
So let me tell you
Today
that deal.
We're finding out some things. Please let me see your driver's license.
Let me tell you the deal. I can only provide my light. No, you're not gonna open my door. That's why I locked it.
You're not free to leave.
That's why I locked it. You're not gonna violate my Fourth Amendment right. You know what you just did right there?
Highway Patrol, sir, you were stopped for speeding. Please let me see your
No, I
driver's
wasn't
license.
speeding. Why did you stop me?
For speeding, sir, you're doing 81.
No, I wasn't. I was going 75.
I'm sorry?
No, I wasn't. I was going 75.
But I
You
tell
see
you
this?
what, I observed
That?
you and I verified your speed with my
You want to
radar
fight that in
copy
court?
of traffic.
Because I
Please let me
have.
see your driver's
No,
license.
nope. I have dash cam right here. That proves I was going
That's fine. You can
75.
take that to court, but it's going to be a warning anyway. But
So
if
this is
you
a
want to take
retaliatory
it, you
stop
can do
because I
that.
did this, right? I did this.
That didn't offend
It's a
me
retaliatory
at all, sir.
stop,
And if you
huh?
feel like that, that's totally
It's a
fine, but
retaliatory
please,
stop,
let me see your
huh?
driver's license.
No, because it's an unlawful stop. So what's your name and your badge number?
Trooper Louis Borja, sir. My ID number is 11810. Please let me see your driver's license.
This is a retaliatory stop. I was going
Sir, I need to
75.
see your driver's license.
What's gonna happen if I don't
Of course,
provide
you
it?
want, but here's
What's gonna happen if I don't provide
Today
it?
I'm gonna find out who you are. You're gonna get a warning.
No,
and
you're not gonna
let you
find
go.
out anything
But I
because
need
this is a
to see your
retaliatory
driver's
stop. This is a retaliatory stop right here.
But this cop decided to stick to his narrative and asked the man to give him his driver's license. For what reason? The man wasn't speeding, so what was the issue? Yet the cop said he was going to give the man a warning and asked for his driver's license one more time. The cops can't just stop anyone for no reason and then pretend like it's a legal stop. What happened next might surprise many. The cop quickly lost his cool because the man wouldn't comply with his made-up rules. He even tried to get into the man's car without permission and attempted to open the door. The man just laughed and mentioned he locked his door because he saw the kind of cop he was dealing with. Frustrated, the cop detained the man. But this didn't intimidate the man at all. He decided not to let the police officer threaten his Fourth Amendment right. Since when do police officers think they can just open people's doors? Was this cop aware that the man could now sue him for what he did?
Sir, I need to see your driver's
What
license.
section do you work out of, or sector do you work out of, so I can file a complaint against
You can file a complaint, sir. I work out of Dallas.
Dallas?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll find out who you are.
Okay,
I'll find
well,
out
you will, because in the warning that I'm going to give you, my name and ID information will be there.
I'm gonna
Please
find
let me
out a
see
lot
your
more. I'm
driver's
gonna find out your salary and every single
Well, that's
complaint you've
fine. You
ever
can do
had,
that.
all
Yes,
your
sir.
disciplinary actions you've ever had.
Yes, sir, you can do that, but please let me see your driver's license.
No, I was going 75.
Okay, here's the deal. This isn't a TikTok video. You're not going to just leave here. Today I stopped you for a traffic violation, and I need to see your driver's license. Please let me see your driver's
So
license.
I'm gonna tell you the deal. I'm the one that pays your salary, my taxes. You stopped me because I did this. I was going 75, and my dash cam is recording the
Okay,
whole time,
that's
recording
totally
my
fine,
speed.
Totally fine. Please let me see your driver's license.
Are you gonna give me a ticket?
No, sir, you're going to get a warning.
No, this is a retaliatory stop right here, and I'm not gonna provide ID if I
You
haven't
think you're
committed.
going to get a warning for a retaliatory stop?
So I can. You know what? Let me tell you the
did
deal.
Give me the finger. I do remember
Yeah,
you doing that,
I
but
did.
that has nothing to do with it. Your speed was observed well before that. You came over the crest of the hill. You were doing 81 miles an hour.
So let me tell you
Today
that
we're
deal.
finding out some things. Please let me see your driver's license.
Let me tell you the deal. I can only provide my light. No, you're not gonna open my door. That's why I locked it.
You're not free to leave.
That's why I locked it. You're not gonna violate my Fourth Amendment right. You know what you just did right there? You attempted to violate my
Well, I
Fourth
did
Amendment
because
right.
We've reached the
And
point
now I
where
can
I'm
reach-
going to identify.
And now we reached the point where I have civil litigation against you for trying to break into my vehicle. Yeah, that's a lawsuit right there. You tried to break into my car, right? Because I gave you the finger. And let me tell you the thing
The
is,
reason you're being stopped is for speed. Please let me see.
So,
your
let me
driver's
tell
license.
you-
I'm going to keep asking you, and I'm going to be as polite as I possibly can the whole time. But you're going to give me your driver's license today.
The man tried to explain to him that the cop only needed his identification if he had broken the law, but the cop's ego was too big to grasp this. The man then asked the officer to call a supervisor. You know what the cop's response was? He said that's not how things work, but actually that's exactly how it works. Their job policy is to call a supervisor whenever a citizen requests it. Cops aren't above the law, and they don't get to decide whether there's a need for a supervisor. Then the policeman tried a different tactic. He noticed a tag on the man's car indicating he was a veteran. The cop then expressed surprise that a veteran would react like this to his orders. But really, how is a veteran supposed to react when a government employee is threatening his civil rights? This officer should have realized that as a veteran, the man probably knows his rights very well and isn't just trying to challenge his authority without reason.
so let me tell you the deal. I only provide my license if I've committed a crime or a traffic
for
infraction.
speeding.
No,
That is
no,
a
I went
traffic violation
75.
in the state of Texas.
So
Do me a favor. You're not free to leave. There's an officer watching you here. I'm going to call for backup, and today we will identify you. I'm going to ask you one more time. Please let me see your driver's license.
give me a supervisor.
It doesn't work like that. Okay?
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't work like
And a member
that.
of the public requests a
Here's the thing,
supervisor.
ID. Would you give me your driver's license?
No, I won't.
Okay,
Give me a
I'll be right back.
supervisor. Give me a
You're not free to leave.
supervisor. So, state trooper stopped me because I gave him the finger as I was driving. And my dash cam right here and right here, it's basically recording my speed that I was going. I had it on my cruise control too. Turn off the cruise control so I could slow down and stop for his traffic stop. But he's trying to ask for my ID illegally, and we all know I don't have to provide that unless I've committed a crime or a traffic infraction, which I haven't. This officer also attempted to break into my car, violating my 4th Amendment right. So now I can sue him for litigation. If these officers try to do anything stupid, I can and I will sue the shit out of them. This is a retaliatory stop for my 1st Amendment right. I'm gonna turn off the video for now and start recording again when someone else gets here. Oh wait. Never mind, looks like he's on his way. Looks like he's coming here.
Now, sir, let me tell you something. I noticed that you've got DV tags on your car.
Yeah.
I did 20 years in the Air Force myself.
Good for you.
Now listen, I am shocked that a veteran would react this way.
The fact that the cop kept insisting this was a legal stop probably means it wasn't. If it truly were, he wouldn't have needed to repeat it so many times, especially after noticing that the veteran was recording everything. He likely just didn't want to look bad on camera. Then the cop tried to intimidate him further by saying he would run the man's plates to find out who he was. The man wasn't worried though. He knew that would be a violation of his privacy protected by constitutional rights, and such actions could cost the officer his qualified immunity or perhaps even his job. Yet the cop seemed unsettled by the veteran's calm demeanor. He escalated the situation by threatening to break the car's window to pull the man out and identify him. The man warned the officer he could lose his job for that, but the officer said he wasn't concerned. This cop might think he's above consequences of his actions, or maybe his ego is so large he can't admit he's overstepping. Either way, it is very bad.
At a simple traffic stop, especially to one that you're going to get a warning on.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So you're shocked because you drank the Kool-Aid when you were in?
I'm sorry?
You're shocked because you drank the Kool-Aid when you were in. I did my time.
Okay.
I got out and I let it go.
Okay.
I let it go
totally
already.
Fine, but here's the deal. We don't act like that. This is a legal traffic stop in which I need to identify you. Very simple. Okay, very simple.
Just run my tags and get my identity like that.
Well, you see, that's just it. I just did. I'm finding that out. But here's the thing. I still don't know that that's you. Okay? So I'm assuming it is, but it's not. Here's the one thing that I'm going to tell you for sure, okay? Everything based on legal and whatever authority the state of Texas gives me. Today, you will be out of that car and you will identify yourself.
No,
okay?
I won't.
That will happen.
Nope.
Okay.
Give me a supervisor.
I've got some cover coming up.
Give me a supervisor.
I will tell you this right now. At a certain point, if I have to break your window to get you out of that vehicle to find out who you are, I will. Please don't make me do that.
Is that a threat?
Please
Is
don't
that a
make me do
threat?
that. Whatever way you want to take it.
Is that a threat?
Whatever way you want to take it.
I will.
But
Look, let me tell you this.
You can do that. You can do that. Here's the thing. All I'm trying to do is complete my traffic stop, to which at this point will be a warning. However, you're not going to get it your way. Like I'm telling you, this isn't a TikTok video. You're going to identify yourself.
You realize you're going to lose, right?
I might lose, but you know what? I will do.
You're going to lose
job
your job. You're going to lose your job is what you're going to do.
If I lose my job, I lose my job.
But you don't care because you don't pay for it.
I will keep asking you politely. Please let me see your driver's license.
Here's the thing. You don't care if you lose your job, if you lose a lawsuit. You don't care.
I have a job I have to do, and if I lose my job in the performance of my job, I will.
You don't care because it doesn't come out of your pocket. It comes out of the taxpayer's pocket.
Let me see your driver's license. That's all you have to do.
Nope, I'm not going to get my rights violated. I'm telling you this right now.
You're not, but you know you could end up in jail today.
Nope.
You're
and if I do, I'm suing the shit out. If I do, I'm suing the shit out of you. You realize that, right?
You can do that. That is within your rights. Yes, sir.
You don't care because it doesn't come out of your pension. It comes out of the taxpayers' pockets. That's what
Please,
happens.
Let me see your driver's license.
You don't care what happens to you.
You're doing 81.
You don't care what happens to you.
You're going to get a warning. please.
This officer didn't call for a supervisor. Instead, he called for backup. Probably figured a supervisor wouldn't support his actions, but his colleagues might be waiting to back him up and cover for him. He was so convinced he was right, or perhaps just arrogant enough, to tell the man he was sure he was speeding, even though the man had dashcam footage showing otherwise. He even said that the footage could be used against him in court. Talk about being foolish and arrogant. Given his age, it's sad to see someone who's been on the force for so long still not know how to behave properly. Then he tried a new approach. This time he politely asked the man to hand over his driver's license, hoping that maybe the man would just comply because he had asked nicely. He said he needed to see the license to confirm the vehicle belonged to him. The veteran agreed to show the license, but made it clear he wouldn't hand it over or let the cop take a photo of it. You think the policeman was okay with that arrangement?
Let me see
your supervisor first.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't work like that.
Yes, it does. Remember,
I'm telling you, this is not a TikTok video. Please, let me see your
and I'm
driver's
telling you, this isn't a TikTok video either. This is real life. This is my life. I'm not gonna let you fuck with my life.
And
Okay?
that's why hopefully you'll do the right thing and identify yourself.
So you want me to give away my rights to satisfy your investigation? Is what you're saying?
It's not an investigation. I know you were speeding. You're gonna get a warning up to this point.
I have 2 dash cams right here. They record my speed.
That's
I have my
totally
cruise
fine. That's
control.
totally fine.
My
Whatever
cruise
you've got,
control on.
You can use that in the performance, or you're taking me to court.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that. Let me see your supervisor first and speak to someone else.
My supervisor is not gonna come up for this. I do have some backup coming up, but no, my supervisor's not gonna
Give me
come
a
up.
supervisor right here.
My supervisor's not gonna come up.
Alrighty then, I have nothing else to say to you.
I am a legal, trained police officer. I observed you speeding,
No, you didn't.
and I made a stop. And at this point, all I need to do is identify you as a driver. Please, let me see your driver's license.
So what actually happened is you're retaliating against me because I did this to you.
Well, you did that, but that means nothing to me.
Yes, it
At all.
obviously does. That's why I'm stopped right now.
I'm sorry?
It obviously does mean something. That's why I'm stopped, right?
Well, that's why you think you're being stopped. But you're being stopped for doing 81 on a 75.
Kind of ironic that you turned on the lights as soon as I stuck my finger out like this. You turned on the lights,
If
huh?
that's what you think,
Kind of
then
ironic.
That's what happened. But I tell you what, I can only tell you and swear to what I myself did and know happened. Okay?
Here, how about this? I'll present to you my ID, but I'm not gonna hand it to you. I'll show it to you.
You're getting there. You see, it's working. I don't think you're a bad
No. I'll show it to you. I'm not gonna hand it to you. So you have proof that this is my vehicle. But you can't take a picture of it.
Well, no, I'm not going to take a picture of it, and then I have to have the number, right?
The moment the veteran showed his driver's license and the officer jotted down his name, he went back to his vehicle to fill out a warning. That's when backup arrived, and suddenly there were a bunch of cops there. The man was not pleased at all. He was quite annoyed that so many officers had showed up just because one cop had called for backup. Don't these officers have better things to do? But here are a couple of takeaways from this. Always keep your dash cams running in your car, because that's your best defense in court against cops. It's often just your word against theirs otherwise. Also, always lock your doors when you're dealing with the police, even if they seem friendly and are smiling. This cop seemed nice enough, all smiles, but then he tried to open the man's car door and pull him out.
That's the best I'll give you. You're not gonna get it though. I'm not handing it to you.
Mr. Ramirez, I thank you for what you've done so far. Now, you're one thing correct, and that's the fact that this doesn't need to be elevated. I'm going to go ahead and go write my warning. I'll be right back and let you go.
I need your partner's name and badge number.
You're still not free to leave.
Got another fucking cop right here. Hopefully they won't break my goddamn windows and pull me out of the car, but if they do, I'm gonna sue the fucking shit out of them. You all saw he tried to break into my car. It's a 4th Amendment right violation right there. Caught that on camera, and we'll be fucking filing a complaint against them. I know better. I fucking locked my doors and I lowered my window just a little bit. For all of you watching, any time a cop pulls you over, lock your door. Lock your fucking door, because they will open it and try to drag you out. That's how they violate your 4th Amendment right. This is the first time that I've had a cop pull me over for flipping them off. And I've actually been doing it quite a bit, so been lucky every time, but not right now, I guess. The only reason he's writing me a warning is because he knows I'll win. He knows I'll win. I have 2 dash cameras. And they record my speed. He knows. He knows he's gonna fuck up.
When it comes to police officers making unauthorized stops, this female officer is a classic example. She pulled over a man without any explanation and immediately demanded this driver's license, also without explaining why. When the man asked her to identify herself, she insisted he hand over his license first. It seems like she's not too familiar with her own department's policies. Someone really needs to remind her that police officers, when in uniform, are required to identify themselves if someone asks for their name and badge number. These officers also need to understand that they don't have the right to control people unless they've actually broken the law. In this case, the female officer had no legitimate reason to pull someone over and demand their license, but it seems like some cops are more interested in making up their own rules. Even though she could see that this man was knowledgeable, it didn't stop her from digging herself into a deeper hole. She then tried to justify detaining him by claiming he was rude to the police, which isn't exactly a valid legal reason for detention. And really, how do they expect people to react when they come across with such a bad attitude? If they want respect, they should remember that respect is earned, not demanded.
An indignity to you, officer. I'm letting you know I'm recording you right now. Am I being detained?
I need to see your
Am I being detained?
No, sir.
If I'm not being detained, I don't, by law, have to show you my license.
Sir, you're operating a vehicle on North Carolina Public
I
Highway.
am, but you can't just pull over whoever you want unless they're breaking a law.
Sir.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are, sir.
What am I being detained for? What is your name?
Give me your license.
What am I being detained for?
See your license.
What am I being detained for? By law, you are not allowed to do it. You are breaking the Constitution. A traffic stop for what? What did I do?
Sir, I just told you.
What
you
did I
have your
do?
license, please.
What am I being detained for? I committed no crime. Why are you pulling me over? You can't just pull over whoever you want and ask for their license unless they have committed a crime that is against the Constitution. What is your name?
I'm Officer Boone, sir.
Officer Boone.
I'd like to see your license.
Unless I am being detained and I broke the law, by law, I do not have to give you my
Yes,
license.
sir, you do. When
No,
you're
I don't. Not unless I am being detained for breaking the law. What law did I break?
Sir, when you're operating a vehicle on a North Carolina.
What law did I break? What law did I break? That is not. What law? Am I free to go?
No, sir, you are not.
What law did I break?
Indignities to a police officer.
What law is this? Indignities to a police officer? Are you kidding? What law is this?
Sir, I need your license now.
You can call back up, but I broke no law. I broke no law. You're being a bully right now. You're pulling me over for absolutely no reason. What did I do? Indignity to a police officer? I did nothing. You're pulling me over for absolutely no reason. What is your badge number?
I do not have a badge number.
You don't have a badge? What's your name again? Officer Boone.
Feeling cornered, she even threatened to arrest the man if he didn't hand over his driver's license right away. But the man was willing to give her another chance to calm things down. Despite that, she chose to call for backup, much like the previous officer who felt threatened and outsmarted by a veteran.
Sir, are you going to give me your license or not? Because
I broke no-
If you're
what-
going to refuse to give me your license, then I will arrest you.
You'll arrest me?
I will.
Your apartment will not hear the end of this.
Okay.
And all of this is being recorded. I'm giving you one last chance to let me go because I didn't do anything, and if you don't let me go, I promise you I will pursue charges against you.
Okay.
So what law is this again?
Sir, let me see your license. I'm
What-
not going to argue with you anymore. Please, let me see your license.
What you're doing right now is against the law.
No, sir, it does not.
Yes, it is. Indignity to a police officer? What law is this? What did I do? What indignity did I do? What indignity did I do? Do you really have nothing better to do with your time than pull over a kid who's getting his PhD for indignity to a police officer?
You drive by my car and you rolled in the window and you say oink oink. Yes, sir.
You're pulling me over for saying oink oink? Are you kidding? You made a U-turn in the middle of the road to pull me over for saying oink oink? I wasn't even talking to you. Are you kidding?
Here's what really went down. She claimed that as the man drove past her, he rolled down his window and said, "Oink, oink." She took this as an insult to a police officer and made a big deal out of it. But this certainly wasn't a valid reason to pull him over. Like everyone else, this man has the right to free speech. Besides, insulting a police officer isn't exactly a misdemeanor under the law. It simply doesn't exist. That she made up. This rule on the spot really speaks volumes about her. This female officer should be embarrassed for blowing up such a trivial matter. Her reaction only showed her insecurity. Getting so upset over a simple oink oink is pretty telling.
Why did you pull me over in the first place if I'm free to go now? What did I do? What did I do? Seriously? You're a bully. You're a bully. Why did you pull me over? Why did you pull me over? I want to know why you pulled me over. This is illegal. Why did you pull me over? Why did you pull me over? Why did you pull me over?
Don't you remember what I told you?
Yes, but why? This is illegal, what you did.
Why don't you get in your car? Okay?
Yeah, you said I'm free to go because you illegally stopped me. That's fucked up. That's a bully. That is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Have more maturity than that. If somebody says oink, oink, you don't pull them over. That is disgusting. You're a bully. You're a bully. That's what you are. You're a fucking bully.
This time, we're talking about a cop who got annoyed because the guy he stopped got out of his car. He wanted to know why he was being stopped since he hadn't done anything wrong. The first thing the officer did was scold him, saying he should have stayed in his car and waited. But as far as I know, unless you're detained, you're free to move around. Then the officer said he stopped him because of the stolen tire. The guy even offered to let him check his car to confirm there were no stolen tires, but that wasn't enough for the officer. He still wanted the guy's insurance and driver's license. But why? The guy hadn't done anything wrong. He was even cooperating without a warrant. Some cops really don't know when to quit with the nonsense.
You haven't told me why you put.
If you will sit back in the car, I will explain to you why.
Well, come on and explain to me. You done walked off.
You don't even let me explain it.
But you walked off. How am I supposed to know, sir?
Well, you got to be quiet for one thing.
Well, you gonna come talk to me? Okay, that'll work too. That'll be perfect.
There is a silver Dodge.
Okay.
Well,
No, I got the right to record.
okay, fair enough. I'm recording you, so I guess we're both on tape. You know what I'm saying? There's a silver Dodge in that apartment complex that took a tire off the car.
Okay.
That's why I stopped.
Look at my rims. I got rims, 4 matching rims.
I'm not accusing you of stealing.
You-
I'm just telling you why I stopped you. That's why I stopped you. I'm not saying you did it. Why are you shaking so much?
Because I'm nervous. I'm scared the police are shooting people. You got your hand on your taser. What you mean why I'm shaking?
Look, my hands right here, bro.
Now, I bet if I record this thing, that's why I'm shaking.
Have you had any like bad dealings with police?
Yes, I have.
Where at?
Packlet.
Do you have your insurance card?
I got everything. But I haven't committed a crime, so you don't need to see that.
The cop just repeated his claim that it was suspicious how much this guy's car looked like the one he was searching for, so he insisted the guy needed to hand over his information as if he hadn't already understood the first time. The guy offered again to let the cop look inside his car to clear any suspicions, but the officer refused. That's when the guy realized the real issue wasn't the car. The cop was acting on biases because of his skin color and was just messing with him. It's no wonder why the guy felt threatened and began to shake, because he no longer felt safe. Imagine offering a simple solution to clear up a misunderstanding and the officer refuses, wanting to instead escalate the situation. That's downright creepy. The policeman noticed the guy shaking and asked him why. The man honestly told him it was because the police have been known to harm people, and here was a cop, armed with a gun and a taser, seemingly looking for trouble for no good reason.
Told me you put me.
State law requires you to show that. Though.
State law requires me to show an ID and insurance if I committed a crime. And going through those apartments is not a crime. That's not a crime, sir.
Can you hear me out?
I can hear you.
Go your way.
I mean,
we can rule you out and get you on your way.
you can, sir, but you can look at my car. I'm not trying to be funny. You seen me turn in the apartments, did you not? I didn't even stop. I spoke to that lady and kept going.
All I want to know is, are there any other silver cars in that apartment?
I don't know. I don't stay in those apartments. I don't know. I don't stay in those apartments. I don't know. You want to look in the trunk?
No, I don't.
You want to look in the trunk?
You know, this... Look, dude, it's like this.
Joel Brown, not dude. I call you by your name. You got to call me by mine. So,
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Mr. Brown.
there you go.
The reason why I stopped you is your car looks like the car I'm looking for. That's it. That's all.
But I thought,
That's reasonable suspicion, right?
okay, but after I told you it wasn't me, and you look, my word should be enough.
No, your word means nothing to me.
Why not? I'm a citizen. I pay your taxes. I pay your salary. I pay taxes.
Well, I'll give you 25 cents back, and you can
Give it back then.
No, why are you being so hectic?
Because you're accusing me of stealing, sir. How do I supposed to feel? Can I have my license to go? Am I being detained or arrested?
Can I run you through the system, make sure you ain't got any more?
Run it. Am I being?
No,
No, I want to stay out because I don't feel safe.
Why do you not feel safe?
Police is killing people. That's why I don't feel safe. I ain't saying you kill. I ain't saying you. I said police.
Sir,
I would go sit on my car.
Despite the guy explaining why he was upset, the cop acted like he couldn't grasp the reason. It seemed like the cop was deliberately putting his hands in his pockets to intimidate the guy further. That is not what public officials are supposed to do. They're meant to make citizens feel safe, not threatened. Clearly, this cop failed his job. Even though the man handed over his driver's license out of fear, that wasn't enough for the cop. He also demanded his ID, as if that would somehow make the situation better and not just make the officer feel more in control. Honestly, I hope this cop gets fired, because no citizen deserves to be treated like this.
I don't feel safe.
has Packlet done you wrong?
Are you gonna run my license in, sir? Okay.
I don't understand why you.
It's not for you to understand.
Have you ever met?
Doesn't matter. I didn't have dealings with the police. You're a police. Are you a police? Are you a police?
You've had dealings with Packlet police.
Is this pertaining that tie you looking for?
What?
Is these questions you asking me got anything to do with this tie you looking for? Okay. I hate to be accused. I hate to be accused of stealing. I hate that. You accuse me of stealing?
Let me ask you a question. I can't hear you, so that's why I'm walking.
Keep your hands where I can see them then. Get off your taser. I ain't got no weapon. I don't have a weapon. I want you to run my license and get my license back. That's all I want. That's what you say you was doing? If nothing came back on them license, I would like my license to leave, sir. That's all I would like.
Mr. Brown, you go in those apartments a lot.
No, I do not.
Can you help me with the
I can't help you nothing. I can't help you. I want my license back. Your job is to do it. That ain't my job. And the Constitution say I have to commit a crime to show you my license. That wasn't a crime. You might sign a lawsuit.
Can I at least explain to you?
No, you cannot, because you asked for my license.
These cops could easily win the Worst Cop of the Year award. But let's start from the very beginning. They stopped this man and immediately demanded to search him, even though they had no warrant. They claimed they mistook him for someone they were looking for, a person who might not even exist. Using that flimsy excuse, they opened the man's car door and got so close to him that it was impossible for him not to feel threatened. Ever heard of personal space like staying 6 feet away? One of the officers demanded his ID. Knowing he hadn't done anything wrong, the man refused to hand over anything. But then the cops started throwing around threats of jail time for obstructing the police. First off, any decent cop knows that obstruction isn't a primary offense, so you can't just arrest someone for that. Secondly, cops shouldn't be using scare tactics to get an ID out of fear of arrest. To top it off, these officers didn't even bother to introduce themselves. They claimed they had told him their names, but that wasn't true. The man had recorded the whole interaction, and at no point did the officers introduce themselves.
Well, I'm not providing you with anything. I'm not providing you with anything. Anything you take from me will be stealing, and it's all on film. Yeah, and then we'll all be going in front of a solicitor to be asked to say what you'll do.
Why would it be your preference to go to a prison or a jail cell or a custody suite when it could have been a nice conversation and you'd be on your way?
On my way where? I'm going nowhere. Unless you take me and arrest me.
You're going to continue to breach those bail conditions.
I'm not breaching any conditions because I haven't agreed to any. I'm not the person you're looking for. I'm not that person, whoever you say he is. I didn't agree to any bail condition. I haven't read any bail conditions. So what are you talking about?
So your bail conditions...
I haven't got any bail conditions.
Okay.
I didn't agree to any bail conditions. I haven't read any bail conditions.
Okay.
And if they told me any bail conditions, I don't remember because I've got a bad memory.
So at the moment, okay, with the details that I have available to me,
Yes.
okay, you've been calls in. Listen.
Have you, are you alright anyway, by the way? What's your name?
I've told you my name and my shoulder number's
Right,
there.
what's your name, number?
PC Walker 70183.
Thank you. You recording?
Yeah. I'm
Well, you
recording.
didn't inform me, did you? Supposed to. First opportunity. Yeah?
Right.
Following policy.
So what I'm going to do, okay, is...
Right, let's go down the station. We'll deal with it there. All right. All right. Okay.
So
Search me then. Search me. Search me.
with as many opportunities as
Search me. Come on.
These officers decided that the man's refusal to identify himself was suspicious. This was their second attempt to manipulate him into handing over his ID, but they didn't expect to encounter someone so firm about his rights that he wasn't willing to give them up for anything. And really, that's how everyone should act when faced with cops like these. One of the officers quickly revisited their earlier claim that the man was the person they were looking for in connection with a supposed theft. Frustrated, the man got out of his car and stood in front of it and told the police to search him to verify he hadn't stolen anything and then to stop bothering him so he could continue on with his day. But that wasn't the worst part. The officers took the man's camera and decided to delete his footage, claiming they had their own. Why destroy evidence if they were confident they were just doing their job right? Clearly, the man felt he needed his recordings because he couldn't trust the police's footage. He wasn't even sure if their body cameras were on.
I'm not going home.
Okay.
I'm not the person you're looking for. You got the wrong person.
Provide you with the last
You have the wrong person.
Provide me with your details.
I haven't got any details on me.
Okay, but you're able to tell me your name?
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to. I don't have to. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not obliged to tell you anything. I've told you I'm keeping quiet now, and that's it.
So you've entered.
And I'm not listening, and I'm not talking.
That's fine. You've entered the town centre of Swindon. Okay. I suspect this is breach of your bail conditions set not to enter the town centre of Swindon. For this reason, I'm arresting you on suspicion of breach of bail conditions. You do not have to say anything. You may harm your defence if you do not mention any questions such as later on in court. Any use may be given in evidence. And I'll ask you to step out of my vehicle now, where you'll be searched following arrest. Okay, part of this search is going to be taking these cameras off of yourself, sir, and we're placing them up here, and we're making sure that all of these cameras are off.
No, you won't. You're not switching them off. You're destroying evidence.
Pardon?
You're not allowed to destroy evidence.
Recording now.
Yeah, I don't trust your recording. This is evidence. This is evidence, and it's not to be touched. I've got to take it off to take this off. All right, leave it on. I'll leave it on. You damage that, and you're in for £100. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So just wait with me, okay?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not a violent person. I'm not going to run away.
That's absolutely fine.
So don't be cuffing me up behind my back like you did last night.
Are you cuffed? No. Right.
It will be when she gets here.
You take charge of this arm. We're going to remove all of these
You
video
done, man,
recording
are you?
items
Oh, yeah.
from yourself.
If you stop the recording, that is a crime because you're not allowed.
He is under arrest.
You are not allowed to destroy evidence. You're not allowed to destroy evidence.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Are you recording?
Yep, Susie.
You didn't tell me, did you? It's part of your policy. You had plenty of opportunity. Why didn't you tell me?
Then more cops showed up and started stuffing all of the man's belongings into a plastic bag. If you're confused about what's happening, you're not alone. The man also didn't understand what was happening, but still he didn't have much choice but to watch these cops mess with their careers. What else could he do when he was surrounded by 2 officers, plus the backup that had arrived? One of the cops even told the man that things would have been different if he had just kept silent. This was basically a direct threat to his freedom of speech. The man was just trying to defend himself and his rights, but it seems like some cops are willing to go way too far just to feel powerful.
This could all be dealt with in such more of a civil manner.
What? So you kick me out of town and I go home and tail between legs? No, thank you. And I'm not the person you think I am. So you can search all you like, you're not going to find nothing.
Well, if you'd have confirmed your details...
I'm not confirming any details because I'm not obliged to do so.
You are.
I'm not. Under what law?
Pardon?
What law?
So, we could have gone for the law, section 50.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, so section 50 of the... Excuse me, going to that.
Getting angry now, are you? Trying to rough me up?
I'm just taking your jacket off.
Yeah, you're trying to.
Okay.
How can you when he's got hold of my arm and he's got hold of this arm? He's stupid, like the rest of them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're obviously not a fan of police, are you?
I'm not a fan of people who cross me in the street and search me. No, for no good reason.
It's probably better us than other people, isn't it?
You are. You are. Because you're paid by the Masons to guard the shops. Yeah, we know you're all Masons. We know the score, don't worry about that, mate. You got hold of me? Yep. Oh, yeah, you saw, big boy. Have you saw, big boy? Right. You want to twist that up my back, don't you? Ever so much. You can't.
No.
You can't legally do it. remain silent today. So God,
I'd prefer that.
God will kill me for that, wouldn't he?
If next time you can remain silent, that would be super.
Well, what did you ask me for me details? You want me to remain silent? That's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Keep speaking.
You think I'm going to mind it? Hey?
You could do. You could know a bit of British Sign Language, couldn't you? Remove your hat off, sir.
That's hard for you.
Quitting your smoking, are you?
I haven't smoked for 20 years, mate. But more different to them to figure that.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm surviving.
Right, super.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey?
Yeah, honestly, you're right. 3 days and you're alright. 3 weeks and you're off.
This man went to the lobby of a public office just to see how the staff would treat him, but things didn't go as planned. He was met by a cop who immediately told him he needed to leave or he'd be handcuffed and taken to jail. That escalated quickly. Since the man hadn't broken any laws, he didn't want to leave, so he asked the officer if something was wrong. The officer said it wasn't a case of trespassing, but rather that the staff just didn't want him in there. But isn't a cop supposed to protect citizens from government overreach, not shield the government from the people? Because of the arrest threat, the man felt forced to leave the building and continue the conversation outside. It was unclear on what grounds the officer thought he could make him leave. Shouldn't the officer have explained to the staff that the public has the right to access public spaces? That's what the constitutional law says, after all.
You need to step outside and talk, okay?
Oh, what's
you need
this
to step
for?
outside the building and talk, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to put you in handcuffs and escort you outside.
Oh, so under threat of arrest,
So
you're
can
gonna...
you go outside and talk?
Am I being trespassed?
Huh?
Am I being trespassed?
Sir, you have an order, all right, that you're supposed to coordinate your
An
visits.
order
to
from who?
From the attorney's office, okay?
They can order me around?
Yes.
How can they order me around?
You've been given a notification that you have to coordinate your visits here.
A notice?
All right.
So there's
It's a letter-
discriminating
it's
against
a letter
me.
of no trespass. No, it's not.
Sir, officer,
discrimination.
what's your name and badge number?
Deputy White. My badge
Deputy-
number is 398.
Okay, you know you're supposed to be protecting
Sir, I need you
the
to put the
people
camera
from the
down.
government,
I need
not
you to put the camera down. Or
protecting the government from the people.
you need to go outside, or am I have to put you in handcuffs?
So you're gonna,
Okay.
but under
Let's go
threat of
outside.
arrest,
Let's go ahead. Let's go outside.
under threat of arrest, I'm coming
recording
out.
this too, sir.
Oh, well, yeah, but your camera might end up missing. Your camera might end up missing. This is not lawful.
Can I speak for a minute?
This is not
It is
lawful.
lawful. It is lawful.
No, it's not lawful.
Yes.
It's
from the
not
county-
lawful.
It's from the county attorney's office, sir.
Just because it's from the attorney's office doesn't make it lawful, officer.
What would you think? Make it lawful? What would you think?
The Constitution is what's lawful.
Sir,
And you made an oath to the Constitution, right?
sir,
You're not going to answer me? You're not going to answer my questions?
Yes, I made an oath, but
An oath, which is more important.
But they can still trespass you from the building, which you cannot enter upon. Okay?
They can't trespass me unless I'm committing a crime.
That's not true.
That's true. This is public property. I have every right to be in public property and on public
They don't
property.
want you in the building anymore. All right?
They
It's in
can't
your
stop
best
me
interest
from being.
You just leave. Okay?
They can't stop me from being in there.
Yeah, all
But I'm not going to leave from property. You're making me leave from property. You're going to have to arrest
You
me.
want to come back? You can contact Mr.
I'm not going to contact him. That's discriminating. Why do I have to do it and no one else does? Why does everybody else have to do it?
What's your information, sir? What's your first name?
I'm not giving you my name. Go look for it.
Predictably, the cop wanted to know the man's name, but just because the man left the building to avoid an unlawful arrest doesn't mean he was going to comply with every random rule the cop made up on the spot. When the cop realized how silly it was to kick the man out just because someone else wanted him gone, he tried to label it as trespassing. However, this cop should know better. Nobody should be kicked off public property like that. Even on private property, police must first warn someone to leave before they can arrest them for trespassing. Despite having no real grounds, the cop still asked the man for his date of birth and what he was doing inside. The man chose not to share his date of birth, but explained that he was a freelance journalist gathering material for his content. The cop then switched tactics, claiming people had complained about the man harassing them. But how could the man harass anyone with just a camera? He hadn't spoken to anyone. If people felt uncomfortable being filmed, that's a separate issue and really not the man's problem.
You can't trespass somebody from public property unless they're breaking the law. I'm surprised you don't know this, Officer White.
What's your business here?
To conduct press,
What kind of press?
gathering content, matters of public interest. People want to know what their money is being spent on. They want to know how it's being spent. They want to know where they can get these services, how they serve you, how good is the service. All this is of public interest.
What's your date of birth? Can you conceal your identity from me?
I'm not concealing my identity.
I'm conducting an investigation.
What crime are you conducting?
What's your date of birth?
What crime are you
I'm trying to determine whether
investigating?
Or not, okay, I'm trying to determine for you whether or not this is a valid restraining order, okay?
It's not a restraining order.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
You know what a restraining order is.
Trespass order, excuse me. Trespass
That's
order.
not a trespass order. I have permission to come here as it says.
Listen to me.
But they're trying to put rules on it.
You're not listening to me.
Which isn't lawful.
Listen to me, all right? I'm trying to help you out and verify whether or not there is a valid trespass order against you from the building, okay? All right? In order to do that, I need your birthday.
No, you don't need my birthday to see if it's valid. That has nothing to do with that. You better think again, partner. You better think again. Harassing.
Okay, Mr. Benavides, I got some clarification for you. Okay, so can I speak for a minute and explain everything?
Yes.
Okay, and please don't interrupt me?
Yes.
Okay, they're not saying...
I'm going to only interrupt you if you say something that's
well,
not, okay?
let me just...
So we can, you know what I mean? So we can have a...
we can have a dialogue.
Dialogue,
Okay?
yeah, exactly.
All right, so they're not saying you can't come up here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
What they're asking, and they're asking this as politely as they can, all right, is for you to coordinate with Mr. Chavez when you want to visit and who you want to speak to. That's all they're asking. That's what the other members of the press do, and that's what they're asking you to do, okay? Because people work here, all right, and you just show up, you go start talking to people, they take it as harassment, they're trying to do the job.
I understand.
So far, does that make sense?
No, not the last part that you're saying.
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
just because they think they're being harassed.
People feel harassed.
They can feel it, but there's a difference being actually harassed and feeling harassed. Okay? I'm not doing anything that's physical, anything that's threatening.
The officer was so determined to pin something on this man that he started claiming the man was harassing the employees inside. The man even offered to show the cop his camera footage to prove he hadn't harassed anyone, but the officer wouldn't look at it. You might wonder why. The reason is pretty straightforward. The cop saw the footage, he wouldn't be able to accuse the man of anything. Honestly, even if the workers did complain about the man and called the police, this officer should have checked the facts first before confronting him. Ideally, he would have explained to the workers that no matter how uncomfortable they felt, he simply didn't have the authority to infringe on the man's rights as a citizen.
Can't criminally trespass me from public property unless I'm committing a crime.
Sir.
What am I doing that would be committing a crime?
They're saying,
by not following their rules?
They're saying you're coming in and harassing employees while they're trying to do
their job.
That's
hearsay,
not
sir.
Not doing what the other press members do.
So you're taking their word over my word. I'm saying I'm not harassing them, but you're taking their word. You're supposed to be protecting the people from our government.
I'm getting both sides of the story, okay? I'm getting your side and getting their side, okay?
I can show you some video.
They're asking.
That I haven't harassed them. Like I told you, I stay far away. You're not being reasonable.
All you got to do is contact Mr. Chavez to coordinate your visits. That's all.
But this,
okay?
The press is meant to be candid.
Okay.
It's meant to be candid. I don't need that. I don't need that.
All right. So.
Because Mr. Chavez or the lawyers, this is not. It's not even a policy. It's not. It's their protocol, which is unconstitutional. They cannot stop me from coming in when I want. They want me to. If you're gonna go do a drug bust, are you gonna go tell the drug dealer, hey, I'm coming in to do a drug bust tomorrow night, okay? You guys want to clean up everything, make sure everything's okay? No, this is candid. This is press.
You're the only one here.
And?
You're the only one here. You're the only one not doing what they've asked. You're the only one that's not coordinating.
Nobody. They haven't asked anybody else to coordinate. Ask this woman. Did she have to call and make a agenda to tell them your agenda? How long I'm gonna be there? When I'm gonna take a shit? What hand I'm gonna wipe my ass with?
Go somewhere else, please.
Go somewhere else? What am I doing?
You're not abiding by their wishes, okay? Their requests.
I'm not even in there right now. And you're trying to tell me to get it. I'm not even in there. They don't want me in there. And now you're trying to push me off the sidewalk?
Don't go back in there.
And now you're trying to push me off the sidewalk.
Don't go back in there or they will criminally trespass you.
They can't criminally trespass. They can call you and say to trespass me. But unless I'm breaking the law,
is there anything else you can do today, sir?
I want to... Where do I put a complaint in for you?
You can call our non-emergency line at 798-7000. Okay? Is there anything else I can do?
No, where do I go to?
If you go back...
Where at?
What's that?
Where at do I put
You
sign a
can
paper?
call, you can call our non-emergency
I don't want to
line.
call. I want to go in and sign a paper.
You can call our non-emergency line. They can give you directions on how to do that. Okay, 798-7000. Okay. All right. If you go back in there, they will criminally trespass you.
They can't criminally
trespass
trespass you.
and we'll be forced to arrest you. I don't want to do that.
Now, picture this. You're out enjoying a lovely day, capturing some footage when suddenly 2 rookie cops approach you. They claim you're part of their investigation and need to identify yourself. Hard to believe, right? Well, this man actually went through with this. These cops, probably bored at work, claimed they were in the middle of an investigation because something bad had happened. Now they're identifying everyone who passed by to ensure they're okay. There's a lot wrong with this scenario. First off, it's clear they made up the story, because if something specific had happened, they would have explained it instead of being so vague. And just collecting a bunch of people's names wouldn't help them conclude that everything is okay. Seems like this kind of logic only makes sense to them. However, the man handled it well. He politely refused to hand over his ID. He even told them he didn't mean to be rude, but he wanted his right to remain anonymous and respected, especially since he hadn't committed any crime.
How is that interfering?
Because we're investigating a
Trying to
complaint.
investigate this complaint that happened, right?
Okay.
We get called here. We need to identify people and make sure nothing happened, okay?
But there's no crime committed. I don't want to be rude or anything like that, but he should be the one to be talked to first.
Okay.
Because I did nothing. I shouldn't.
And we intend to go talk to him. However, you were out here and you started talking with us about what.
Well, you guys came up to me and I said hi, so.
Yeah, I can. Mark, we'll be right back, okay?
Yep. I don't, whatever. If he doesn't know it, but.
It's just for the report.
But by law though, I'm on public property right now too, and even if I was inside, there's no reasonable or articulable suspicion of a crime. I do not need to identify. This is not identifiable state.
This is a police investigation.
That doesn't matter. I can pull up the case law right now if you want.
I mean, you're wrong.
No, I'm not actually.
You are.
No, I'm
So
not.
it doesn't really matter. You have to identify yourself if you're involved in something.
No. Not if I committed a crime. If I committed a crime, it's not interfering if I didn't do anything physical.
That's not correct.
That's true.
No, it's not. I've been doing this job long enough. I know when you have to identify yourself and when you don't. If you were some random person walking down the sidewalk.
And I said my name is Mark. That's all you need to know.
No, it's not. We need your name and your date of birth.
No, you don't.
Yes, you were involved in some sort of argument.
Nope. That's not true.
Okay. You know my job better than I do, right?
Oh, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just going on my constitutional rights. No, this is my constitutional rights, though. Yes, it is.
You're part of an incident. Go ahead, pull up whatever you think it is, but you're wrong.
No. See, I'm chill. That's the thing. See, I don't even know what happened either. I was up there and I asked if it's wet, and I walked, and then he started getting all upset at me. So, I don't know. I was like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs.
The police officers weren't happy with the man's refusal to identify himself, so they started threatening to accuse him of obstructing their investigation if he didn't comply. But really, if they wanted their story to be believable, they should have at least figured out what they were supposedly investigating in the first place. Plus, cops shouldn't be pretending they're in the middle of some investigation just to manipulate someone into giving up their ID. It's sad how some officers think they're above the law. This situation escalated when the female officer got visibly upset upon realizing the man didn't buy their story and wasn't going to hand over his ID no matter what. She started getting pushy, which was when he decided to ask for a supervisor. She seemed puzzled as to why he would want a supervisor. Well, maybe it's because these officers clearly didn't know how to handle their duties properly.
Part of the problem that we're here investigating.
No, I did. I came downstairs. No. I came downstairs and standed out here by myself, not bothering no one. You know what I mean? So. No, I know. I'm saying I just got out of the situation because I didn't want a situation. Because it's not right.
You could have already been resolved. You could have already been on your way.
I mean, I could be on my way anyways. It doesn't. I didn't do anything wrong.
No, you're here as part of an investigation.
But I didn't break the law.
Again, I'm not saying you are. We have to talk to both parties, get everybody's information. He called for whatever reason. If we have additional.
Well, that's on him then. That's on him.
Correct, but you were part of it.
But I didn't do nothing.
Says you. People don't call the cops for nothing. Obviously, something happened between you guys. He got pissed off enough or whatever to call us, right or wrong?
I guess. I don't know why he would call because.
Yeah, so what are we doing? We're investigating whatever did or didn't happen.
Yeah, but
right?
I didn't do nothing.
Minor. Nothing really.
It's totally minor. It was literally just arguing, and him calling me names and stuff, and I walking outside.
Argue and you call us, we have to who we talked to, and that is why we need your name. That is all.
Okay. Is your supervisor available, please?
For what?
Do you have your name and badge number?
My name is Officer Eldridge. My badge number is 510.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't want to be rude. I'm just going because I know my rights. That's all.
Well, what you think you know is not how it works. Your rights, you're correct, and if you were some random person not involved in this, you don't have to give us your name. That is correct. However, you're involved in some sort of incident that we're investigating. Therefore, you need to provide your name. That's how it works. Otherwise, if you interfere with our investigation...
Interference is a physical act.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is. I'm not going to stop my
I'm
reading.
not going to argue with you.
I'm not trying to argue.
You don't know the law.
Why do you yell? I'm sorry, please.
The female officer even got more annoyed when she realized the man didn't think she was doing a good job. She snapped back, saying she was the one who knew the law here, and that the man shouldn't butt in on things he didn't understand or claim to know the law better than her. But just being a police officer doesn't automatically make her good at her job or right in this situation. If she really wanted people to see her as a competent officer, she should start by acting like one instead of just demanding respect. What's up with these cops? Despite the man being calm and not raising his voice, she continued to yell at him. She claimed she was just trying to be patient, but he wasn't cooperating. Then her colleague joined in, threatening to arrest the man if he didn't hand over his ID.
Don't yell at me. I'm not yelling.
Because I'm trying to be so patient with you, and you're not providing your name. The next step is you're just going to come in with us if you're refusing to identify yourself. That's how it works.
You're a corporal? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I seen the stripe. That's why at first.
I'm going to go with Ross.
No, he called and I came down and I didn't commit a crime. That's why. But if you need,
I need you to listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna play any games. You keep that phone on where you want to go.
No, I know. It's fine. That's the only reason I'm doing
If you
it.
don't identify yourself, you're going to jail.
Okay, Mark Highland.
So are we going now?
Mark Highland.
Are we going now? I need ID. Where is it?
Okay. I'm getting my ID under threat of arrest. Yeah, I'm getting my ID on threat of arrest.
Thank you.
Well, I got to put it on there just in case.
I don't care. It doesn't really matter. See, that's all we have to do. Just identify people.
Yeah, that's all. I didn't do nothing wrong, so that's fine by
But
me.
they gotta investigate.
I know, but I know the laws, and literally, you have to commit a crime.
And then you learn that law if you like.
Oh, I have. I know it. I know the First Amendment. You know all 5 points of the First Amendment? Yeah. It's okay. No, I want you. I mean, I know everything's good, so you're welcome. I didn't want an argument with no one. I'm just.
The real issue here is that the man gave up his rights because he was threatened with arrest. Ideally, he shouldn't have had to sacrifice his constitutional rights. I get it though, he was probably just scared. But yielding like that just sends a signal to these officers that they can do whatever they want. They'll come out of this encounter feeling even more powerful, thinking they have vast authority. You could tell by how they told the man that everything would have been simpler if he had just complied immediately and handed over his ID. Who knows how they'll act next time when they want to flex their authority on someone else.
Because, you know what I mean? I mean, I know my rights, so it's like I just wanted to make sure everything was okay, and then I seen that, you know, I thought he was a captain or a sergeant or whatever you want to call it. Supervisor, so you know. And plus, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. I don't want to go to jail, so it's like, well,
You already elevated it for no reason.
well, I'm gonna.
I hope you understand that in the future, if you're involved in something that we're investigating, you have to provide your name. It's just so much easier up there to do that, okay?
Okay. Well, after this is resolved, then yeah, I'll figure everything out. Did he give ID too?
Yes.
Okay. No. Because my rights. If you didn't arrest, you know, reasonable, articulable suspicion. But if I'm not in the middle of a crime or committing or about to commit a crime,
You're missing the part where you have to give your name and date of birth to the police.
you don't have to just because. If a cop asks you to give your ID,
Yes, you do.
no, you don't.
It's the law. You can look it up on your phone.
If a cop comes up to me and says I have to give ID, I have to give ID. That's what you're saying?
Is investigating an incident and they say that you're involved. You told us you were involved. That was your words, not ours. You said you were involved.
Oh, because I said yeah, because he started yeah.
So that's why we got called here.
Uh-huh.
Then you have to give your name and ID.
Okay, I'll look that up then. Okay. No, I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. Definitely.
To be yelling at police officers, and if you
Oh, I'm not yelling.
And he's like freaking out and he like body slams you or something down on the ground. Like, we don't want any of that. I want you to be as safe as possible.
Yeah.
The best thing for that is you to know your rights exactly. Okay, so make sure you look into that. All right.
Oh, I do it all the time. That's why.
Okay. Because we don't want to arrest people for nothing when you have no warrants or anything.
Exactly. And I know I don't, because I had one from like 9 years ago, about like 2 years ago, and I had to go to Hartford, and they dismissed it because it was nothing. You know what I mean? Because of him.
I'm just doing it in a heartbeat because I'm not going to sit out here in the cold.
Thank you. See, everything's good, right? See? Yeah.
Yeah. You good? Do you need anything? Do you need any protection?
Nah.
Are you worried about him hurting you in any way?
All right, thank you. What's your badge name and badge number real quick? Just
9371.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that.